The latest on John Edwards' crumbling marriage and the former aide who wrote a tell-all book about it. Andrew Young says Elizabeth Edwards is now threatening to sue him for allegedly contributing to their breakup. Young's book, The Politician, forced John Edwards to acknowledge that he in fact did father a child with his mistress, Riel Hunter. And Andrew Young joins us this morning from Raleigh, North Carolina. Mr. Young, good morning.
Good morning, Maggie. Thank you for having me on.
You're welcome. In this type of lawsuit, we usually see the scorned spouse sue the woman who was having an affair with her husband. But in North Carolina, Elizabeth Edwards can sue a third party, in this case you, for contributing to the demise of the marriage. You've written this tell-all book. You revealed the existence of a sex tape. Do you think she could have a valid argument?
From what I've been told, I think I would have a more valid argument that I was trying to preserve the marriage and protect the marriage and their reputation. That's my understanding of it.
How are you trying to preserve and protect the marriage if you have outed all the details about the affair in this book?
Well, I think she's going back to the original activities of what we did with the book. I've had no choice but to tell the whole truth because we waited for 2 years for John Edwards to tell the truth.
So you were saying that you had no choice but to write this in the book now. Why?
Right. Well, when John Edwards asked me to do this, he had promised me that he was going to tell the truth as soon. He made us feel 10 days before the election started that Elizabeth was going to die any day, and that he could not see Elizabeth go out like this. He didn't want her to die with this on the front page of the newspaper. And we agreed to do it, but he made us understand repeatedly, myself, my wife, and Riel, that this was going to be a very short-term thing and that he was going to clear things up immediately. The Edwards, in order to make the story seem more credible, made a lot of disparaging comments about me. And we waited 2 years for the Edwards to come clean and tell the truth. I was unable to get a job because of the things that they said and because of the fact that I'd worked for them for 10 years. And as you know, my book came out just a couple of weeks ago, or a week ago, and within 2 weeks of my book coming out, the senator finally acknowledged paternity. He's bought Riel a home. He's signed child support papers, and Riel has filed a lawsuit seeking some of the materials that corroborate my story. And Elizabeth, when she threatened this alienation of affection lawsuit, which is a very obscure law going back more than a decade.
She wanted these things too, the evidence, the sex tape, the voicemails, etc.
Yes. And it's not just stuff that corroborates my story, it's also potentially evidence in the grand jury investigation against John Edwards.
That sex tape is now in the hands of the court. Is there any question that it is John Edwards and his mistress on that tape?
You clearly can see John Edwards. It's not clear that it's, you never see Riel's face clearly. But it's clear that it's a pregnant woman, a blonde pregnant woman, but you never see Riel's face. There
have been reports in the last few days that John Edwards now plans to marry Riel Hunter. Did he ever talk to you about marrying her?
After they'd would have had a couple of glasses of wine, they would talk about it very openly, yes.
So it wouldn't surprise you if this is true, that he in fact winds up proposing to his mistress?
It would surprise me if it actually happens. I've become quite cynical on the Edwards, and it seems like to me everything that he's done in the last month and a half, from going to Haiti and El Salvador all of a sudden, I just think that everything is very planned and calculated. And I think that this is, my cynical view is that this is a plan to make him seem like he was truly in love with someone and more sympathetic. And it also makes people more sympathetic towards Elizabeth.
All right, Andrew Young.
That's just my cynical view. So.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, Maggie. I appreciate you having me on.
Thank you.